Well, it's interesting how things happen, yeah. I just came across this packet of stuff when I was packing my bag away earlier on, of tools. I came across this, and this has never been opened. What happened was I needed some stuff from Wilko, and they have a pick and mix. You can pay a small amount of money and you can put as many metal objects as you like into one of these bags, and then it's a certain price. There's many you can stuff in. So I stuffed a whole load in here. There were more in here than what's it, and but these are the biggest stuff that I got, and I just left it in the bag. I used the other stuff that I got for whatever I need it for, and this has just been sitting there for well over a year, a long time. And I just came across it today as I was packing my tools away, and so it's interesting. I remember getting this, I was thinking what will be useful, and I just picked out whatever my hands went for, whatever I felt would be useful. Look at this. Four of them. Okay. Now, a minute ago, I had an idea. Well, first of all, I had the idea earlier on today that I was using one of these chair legs, since I wasn't using it anymore for the table, and it's a beautiful oak. It is very strong, even though it's got these imperfections in it, it's still very strong. That I would use this to support the tarpaulin at the back of the boat, because what it needs is it needs a piece of wood to go between the two what do you call them, spreaders at the back, and it can tie onto the wire at the back there. Then the idea was that I have an aluminium pole, and the aluminium pole can go between the boom and this object, so I have something to put the tarpaulin that I just got this morning over. So I was thinking about this today because the tarpaulin arrived today, and so I thought, well, that's interesting. And also I thought, what am I going to use the other leg for? And I just been messing with my videos to do with the helm seat, and I thought, you know, I've got a helm seat, but the helm seat is a long way from the tiller, and I haven't got a tiller extension. I thought, well, what a wonderful piece of wood to make a tiller extension out of. It's already shaped, and I can just make that round and finish that off nicely. And I've got a wonderful tiller extension, and if I need it to be this way around, it can be this way around, or if I need it to be this way around, depending on whatever's most useful, the conditions at the time, if you want to be standing up or sitting down with your head down if the waves are coming over. And so I thought, that's good. Right, so now I thought this. Then I came to weigh up how I'm going to make this part of the job work, and the thought occurred to me, said, but wouldn't it be marvellous if you could put these two together, as you saw in the other video, and that when they go together, they can either go together like that, probably like that is the best way, and then that gives a nice balanced look, and with the pole on there, and then the tarpaulin can go down the other side. So, and it's just about the right size. So I thought, well, you know, that's a good idea, but now what about the tiller extension? And it's funny how things occur to you. And I thought, you know, it's funny. You use a tiller extension when you're out at sea, and you never use the tarpaulin out at sea when you're sailing, when you need the tiller extension. And the tarpaulin, you don't need a tiller extension when you use a tarpaulin. So I thought, well, wow, blow me down. If I put it together with these things, then I can drill some holes, then I can have it so it takes apart. And it's also then easier to stow. You can just stow it, right? Then it also gives you two really good pieces of wood as an emergency tiller. And these kind of things, you know, you could arrange, if your tiller broke, you could use one or both of these for an emergency tiller. Yeah. Isn't it interesting how these things, you know, if you allow the brain just to do what it feels like doing and not get stuck on plans and that. You could actually do it this way round and cut a notch in it for the pole, but then it would be more difficult if it needed. So I think this is the right way to go. This is the right way to go, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to put these in here, and I'm going to have it so it comes apart. I'm going to have 2 tiller extensions and 2 emergency tillers, all at the same time, as I have the support for my canvas awning or tent at the back of the boat. So this is the ideal thing if you can kill more than one bird with one stone, and also get another advantage out of it, which is that it becomes more packable, and there's more places that you could store it without only being that big. Okay, so gives me something to do tonight. I can have a bit of a work on making these nice and smooth as tiller handles, all ready to and bolt, and then make it so it bolts together. And I can take it down with me and finish it off down at the boat, put some notches in it so that I can tie these to the stanchions, not the stanchions, it's not stanchions, what are they? Oh dear, the things that hold the mast up at the back, you know what I'm talking about. And that's also going to be useful for something else, because those notches are going to give place for a rope to tie, and then I can see that the automatic self-steering, there's a lot more leverage here, is going to somehow be associated with this gadget too. Because I've also had the idea to put a small steering wheel in the boat, where if you just want to make minor corrections to your course, that you can actually do that. And so this could be the start of that system. Okay, food for thought. Oh, there we have emergency tiller, the 2 together, and then you undo it. It's a bit tight here. And you just need to run the drill through this thing again, because I turned it around already. I made it in this direction so that it fits out of the way, you see. This way fits a bit better because this is the way I drilled it. Like that. I've got one washer, so get some more. Might have to get stainless too. But it's good for a start. It might be alright because it's not used that often. It's indoor really. Okay, and so there you go. Can you see that? And that will possibly go that way around, go to the 2 wires, and it'll probably hang like that so it sits nice and level, and then the pole in there. All nice and smooth and rounded now. Or 2 extension tillers. Or 1 extension tiller, depending on how long you want it. We'll see how it goes. So, I'm quite happy with that. What they're for, we'll have to find out. Only one of them showing. Interesting. Anyway, it will cost me a lot of money to buy a piece of oak that size. It'll probably be £100 for a piece of oak like that. One thing I failed to mention was there's a split, you can hardly see it, there's a split in there over here, and this fixes it as well, so it compresses it back together and holds it so it won't break anymore. I'm just rendering my reintegration of eternity video, and as I'm doing this, the oil has arrived, and quite a fine container it comes in too. Very modernistic design, a product of computers really, and inner space that they can design these things the way they do now. It's a remarkable advancement for humanity really. And you can see it's a nice it's black silver on top, black container, and light orange, which means fully synthetic, which means it should be a very, very strong oil to put in my vehicle. And I'm not going to change the oil, I'm just going to top it up because it has used a bit of oil since the last oil change. So we'll top it up and be able to have the peace of mind as we travel across the surface of the earth. And it wasn't expensive. I'll check the price for you. Yeah, it was £17.49 delivered to the door, and that's a lot less expensive than a lot of these high specification motor oils. And this is good for a Jaguar S-Type, and you can see it says for Ford and Volvo. The Jaguar engine is an original, it wasn't designed by Ford, it was designed by Ferrari, but Ford paid for the design and bought the design of the V6 engine, 3-litre V6 engine. And of course Jaguar modified it considerably, adding its completely different double overhead cam system as it normally does when it makes fine engines, which last forever as long as you put this stuff in it. I just checked my tracking, and there's only one item outstanding, and that's the solar power system analyzing computer, and that's, according to Hermes tracking, is going to be attempted to be delivered today in about an hour or so's time. And so if it comes today, I will show you, if it comes today, I'll show you it. Let's see what we got here. I just heard the door go. It's interesting. A little box. Beautiful box actually. And this looks like our little computer. A battery condition monitor. And it comes with a thing that's called a shunt, which goes across the negative terminal of the battery and allows it to monitor all the movement of current amps across the system. So this is something I need to install so I can see what's going on with when I turn my navigation lights on to see how much power they draw and make sure that they're not the old kind, short of going up the mast, which is not easy on my boat. Comes with some wires, but everything you need in here. What did I do? I put the thing in the wrong bag. Oh, I don't know why I did that. What you going to? Okay. one funny thing happened with this. It got delivered nicely and everything. It came in less time than what it said it was going to come in. But it disappeared, the whole object disappeared off YouTube. The shop that it came from, which got thousands of sales on it, the shop's just gone. YouTube has just kind of like done it to the shop. And it's a very terrible system when, not YouTube, eBay, but they're probably the same people. eBay. They just took them off, took the shop off. I'm sure the shop wouldn't have done it. But such a shame, really, that they have this power over shops. And the internet was always designed so that, in the beginning, so that there would be separate websites for each person, and each person would have, instead of evolving the system this way so that the financial systems and search systems could be integrated with the individual websites, they decided to make it their own system where you had to log on, sign on and create your site on their site so that they could enslave you, really. So the original idea of the internet was one of freedom, but it's now turned into one of enslavement. Just a little comment really on the state. And I mean, one day it has to devolve into everybody's got to be free to have their own separate little thing and not to be able to be shut down by somebody else just because somebody else thinks that you shouldn't be saying and doing what you're doing. Interesting. And then we should be ready by the weekend to travel down to Wales, back to Tinkerbelle, where we can get involved in this arrangement, which is how to put the tarpaulin on the back of the boat and make it into a camper boat. I'll videotape that too, so you can see how that's done, what it looks like when it's finished.